Hello student, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to study traditional classification of accounts. Now this is a very important topic. Why it is important? Because this is the base for whole accounts. Alright, whenever until when you are going to study accounts, these rules, these types of account and how to debit and credit is going to come handy. Every time you get stuck, whether you have to debit an account or credit account, come back to this simple rules and you will never be failed. Alright, now let's start traditional classification. Traditional classification, or in another way some people say UK base. Okay, this is the rules or classification is used in the United Kingdom. Now three types of account. As per traditional classification, we classify that all the accounts. Now what is the account? The ledger that we prepare. This ledger, we have multiple accounts, right? Furniture account, machinery account, cash account, a loans account, capital account. We have just too many types of accounts, right? So all the accounts are classified in three types. What are our three types? The first one is the personal account, the second one is the real account, and the last one is nominal account. Now how do we classify, how do we recognize that which accounts comes under which one? So as the name is saying personal, this is usually what are covered here. Person. Now person are again in three types. Okay, the natural person, there is artificial person, and then there are representative accounts. We'll come to the representative soon. Now natural person is very easy, very simple, normal human being, you and I. Okay, Ram, Sham, Geeta, Sita, all this person, whenever you say a name, whenever you see a name of a person, it will come under natural account. Okay, natural person. Artificial, banks. Apart from banks, any corporates, companies, businesses, all these are your artificial person, because they are not natural person but they have a separate legal entity, so therefore they are artificial person. Okay, the last one is the representative. The most common account is the capital account. As the name is saying, representative, representative personal account represents someone else, represents some other person. Okay, so even when we say bank loan account, that bank loan account is also representative. How it is representative? It is representative because they are representing the loan taken from a bank. Okay, so this is our normal basic personal, how to classify the accounts under the personal, what comes under. Here I had written natural person Ram, Sham, Geeta, Sita, artificial person bank, corporate institutes, representative capital, bank loan, prepaid expenses, outstanding accrued income, and income received in advance. These all comes under personal account. Now what comes under real account? All the property assets. Assets come under real account. Okay, but there are two exceptions. What are the two exceptions and why I'm going to tell you now? The two exceptions, the first one is bank account. As few minutes ago I said bank comes under personal account because it is a artificial person. Okay. Another simple reason is also that bank account, we don't know whether bank is an asset or liability. You might remember bank account, if you have an option to overdraw money. Okay, if we are overdrawing the money, so in that case bank will not be an asset and it will become liability. All right, another exception is debtor. Who are the debtors? Debtors are the person to whom we have sell the goods on credit. So if we are selling the goods on credit, these persons we have to receive the money in future. Is that right? So if we have to receive the money in future, it is an asset. But it also happens because who are these? I can also call them customers. Sometimes it may happen that the customer has paid us money in advance. So if the customer has paid us the money in advance, then it will not be our asset, but it will again become our liability. All right. So real account, it comes all the assets except to bank account and debtors account. All right. Both comes under personal account because they classified better as a person and lesser as assets. Okay. The last one is the nominal account. Nominal account is easy. You have to remember only four things: incomes, gains, expenses, and losses. Anytime you see any of these four items, they are nominal account. All right. So here I had given some example: incomes, sales, discount received, rent received, commission received, interest received. Gains, bad debts recovered, gain on sale of fixed asset. Expenses, purchase, salary, wages, rent, commission, interest, stationery, etc. Losses, bad debts, loss of stock on fire, etc. All right. So these were the types of account, how we classify types of account in our as per traditional classification. Now we'll come to the golden rules. Okay, these rules are most important. Please remember it. This, and whenever we have to make a journal entry, ledger, balance sheet, anything, anytime you have to think whether we have to put it on debit, whether we have to put it on credit, whether it should have debit balance, credit balance, these rules will always come hand. Okay, so the rule is for the personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. If the person is receiving something, okay, always keep the perspective of business. We are the business. All right, so always keep the perspective. We are the business. Okay, the person, if the person is receiving, not we, okay, the other person, let's make a person here. Okay, this is a person. If this person is receiving, debit him. If this person is giving us something, credit him. Okay, so this is how we have to think. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. All right, our very simple basic entry is when the owner brings the money. So owner is represented by capital account, therefore personal account. So capital is given by the owner to the business, so therefore capital account gets credited. Okay, all right. Now second rule, real account. Now real account is very easy, very simple, and I prefer to remember it through cash. Okay, I don't know, sometimes students make the mistake, but real account and cash account is very easy, very simple. Just think, what is the rule? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Okay, so it is the simplest thing. If the asset, real account consists of all the assets, okay, and the basic form that you can think about is always cash. Cash is coming in, debited. Cash is going out, credited. Asset is coming in, that means you're purchasing. If you're purchasing, it is coming in, debit. If we are selling the asset, it is going out, credit. Okay, so just think whether the asset is coming in, debit, asset is going out, credit. The last one, nominal account. All the expenses and losses, debit them. All the incomes and gains, credit them. Okay, that's all. It is very important. So whether you are starting your 11th class, whether you are in your 12th board, whether you are preparing for any boards, actually ICSE, CBSE, PUC, anything, or if you are even studying the CA foundation, these rules are very helpful, very important. Please remember it. Okay, so we'll conclude the topic here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do give your feedback on the comment box or any specific topics that you want me to cover. Thank you for watching.